Alright, Deadlocks here again, and today I'm escaping from the HIATT 1960, which are double locked as usual. There's an odd keyway these ones, but that's the double lock off. Did it again. That might be fine. Very strong spring holding a double pole locking mechanism in these.
So he's gonna do it a cheat's way.
Shimming is not cheating.
It is cheating.
Especially with these, because they're very, very tall ratchets on these. And you have to get it right to the point where it's just about to click onto the next ratchet.
You see what he did there? He was trying to give me 5, and because I wasn't paying attention to him, and I just kept my hand there, I wasn't giving him the love after he gave us 5, he just went, stuck his hand over my mouth. Did it!
Yeah, they're very tall ratchets, then you have to get it just at the point where it's just about to click onto the next ratchet, and then you shim the rest of the way in. If you fail, it just tightens up on you, and everything gets even worse.
And now, Dad's going to come over to the table. Don't you bark at me. He's going to come to the table and show us how he did it. Just what he's going to do.
Yes, I am. So, the HIATT 1960 has a very odd looking key. It's just like a tubular key with a notch cut out. Which I think this one has been made out of a Fire Brigade number 11 key. I'm guessing that because there's an 11 on it.
It's a good way to think about it, plus that's how the 11s look like, don't they? Well, sort of, kind of. These look like nasty keys. They're nasty cuffs. They're very small, and they don't look like they've been finished very well.
It's because they're from the 1960s.
That's what I mean as well, and then the notches are really deep.
If you look carefully in there, there's a notch in the keyway there that the notch on the key interacts with. These aren't double locked yet.
Are these ones, do you have to double lock them like that, or is there another way of double locking them?
No, you have to double lock them with the key.
That wouldn't have been very convenient for like coppers when, like, if they've got someone struggling.
From what I've read, these cuffs divided people a bit. Some people thought they were brilliant, and some people thought they were clumsy and difficult to use.
I can imagine that.
But all you really need to do to pick them is get behind that notch. Can't remember which way I'm meant to be pushing it. That way, apparently. And push it around the keyway. That's your double lock off. Now there's 2 locking poles in there and some really nasty springs on those locking poles, so I chose to shim them. But everything on the cheap jackknife seemed to just slide onto one pole or the other all of the time. I couldn't get both of them, but the tensioner fits nicely.
So you're still technically using the jackknife?
Yes, I am. But those notches are really deep.
Really deep and not very well cut.
So you have to get them, so you have to push the bore in to just, not that far, to the point where it's about to click onto the next ratchet, and then push in your shim more. And if you push too far, it just tightens up on you and ruins your day.
I suppose that would have been like a thing if like a person that was in them was trying to do. If you're not very good at shimming things. It seems like quite a difficult lock for criminals to get out of if they're not like trained in them. But at the same time, I think as a police officer, I'd be very reluctant to want to use them, because you can't double lock them without like having to stick your key in and turn it, and then trying to find the right place and position for your key.
Yeah, I think trying to put them on somebody in a kind of fight situation, like where you like fighting a criminal to the ground trying to cuff them, there could be a challenge.
But they're very tight as well. Like,
yeah, that's because the spring in them's really stiff. That's why I had trouble picking them with the cheap jackknife, because all of these are quite bendy and stuff.
Flimsy.
So I chose to shim instead.
British made. And as well, I think these kind of cuffs, there was a way of getting them out, wasn't there? Like
I think it'd be hard push to snap them once. That's a very different design to the more modern stuff.
Yeah, it looks really different. It's kind of got like a, you know, when you've got like a clip thing for a dog lead, and I've got that bit on there.
I hope it's made out of something stronger than a dog lead.
Well, it does feel like it.
Yeah, I think these ones I'm going to be kind of reluctant to put them on and escape from them too many times though, because that post moves about a lot, and that's part of the locking mechanism on that side. I kind of worry that that's going to break at some point while I'm trying to escape from them.
And then you'd be stuck. Why don't you just shim them out still?
So I think for future escapes, I might not actually be escaping these, but just picking them on the table. But anyway, that's all from us. See you next time.
Bye. Your best thing, if you're trying to break into it, you get a call, right?
Right.
And then you've got the call. Right. And then you just drive into the garage door, right?
Destructive entry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
And then what you do, right, is you take the car back out of the door, and then there's like this hole, right? And then you can like walk in.
So is it like a cartoony kind of perfectly car-shaped hole with like wing mirror holes and everything?
No, because that's just made believe.